When I think back to in my 20s, I graduated from school and decided to do some volunteer work in South America. The call story that happened occurred there. I was ending my time in Venezuela, working with youth and working with the females in a Christian community. Powerful year. And as I ended that year, I went on retreat along with the American team that I lived with. And at that retreat, we had some free time, and I went out for a walk in the back space of this retreat house. Beautiful. It was a hilltop, and I was walking around, and I was praying. Not out loud, but just talking with God as I do, and asking God what was the next step for me. I was 23 and far away, and I had a clean palette for what to do with my life. And in that walk, I did get an idea that I might be called to, don't laugh now, be a Christian singer. I have a good voice and performed all through college. And I was ruminating about that and really wanting God to answer that question. And I did hear a voice which I have not heard since, and I had not heard prior, but it was a voice that was very loud and clear in my heart, which said, "Don't worry, Jane, I'll give you the people you need." And I don't know if someone had been there with the tape recorder, if anyone would have heard anything, but I did know that it was God's communicating to me. And I know because of the fruits of that immediately I was at peace. And it gave me some focus for that next year. After that, doors opened to be an actor, and I kept on getting more success to a certain degree, and it was such a joy-filled calling in some ways to use my skills, which had developed quite well. I guess you just need to be flexible with your calling, which I was. I had got my biggest break in Hollywood. I was asked to do a speaking role on the Kenan and Kel show, which is a Nickelodeon show for young people. So that was very exciting to me, and I thought this could be my big break. After I did the show, I walked out onto Sunset Boulevard, and I felt the biggest emptiness. My insides just were, the question that came to my mind was, this is it? This is what I'm gearing my whole life toward? These kind of dumb little lines on a little teeny Nickelodeon show. And in that moment, in that nothingness, in that meaninglessness that I felt, I said, I need to leave this profession because there is no meaning for me in it. I can't live my life like this. I came back to Minnesota and I signed up for theology, get a master's in theology, and pursue this ministry interest that I had always had through my life. But I said I was going to give it till 40. And if I hadn't made it as an actor, I was going to reroute into ministry. And I bumped up my plan a little bit because I was 38 when that moment happened. When I'm in the spiritual director's seat, I can encourage. When I'm up in front of a retreat of women, I can encourage. And what feels better than doing what you're wired to do? And the skill of an actor helps me be a good retreat director because I'm very comfortable in front of lots and lots and lots of people. So those two professions folded into each other for me. And I don't feel that my years as an actor was a mistake. I have been reading the homilies of Father Greg Tolis. I want to read a little excerpt that kind of nails where I feel I might be called to next. The voice of Jesus demands a bigger love than we're used to giving. It demands that we reach beyond our comfort zone. Most of us are willing to take care of our spouse and our kids. They're ours. That's where we put our energy. But very few of us think beyond that. But Jesus is saying, if you're going to be a disciple, the road is really the road of mercy, and the road is the road of justice. And justice means we look around us and we see what's wrong with this picture. What's wrong with our culture? What's wrong with society? And then we jointly commit ourselves to turn that around. He just nailed where I am at spiritually, very comfortable. This voice, this calling out of my comfort zone has just attached itself to me for, I would say, over a year. And I just know God is saying the same thing He did to me when I was 23. Don't worry, I will give you the people you need. You step out in faith. And you don't know the details now. I don't know the details now. But I look back at my life, and I rarely knew the details. But you live into it, and there is no need to worry. And I love that fact that do not be afraid that comes up so often in Scripture. The angels and God is always telling people, don't worry about it. Just keep close to me, and we'll bear fruit together.